What's up? What's up?
If you want to be successful, let me tell you what to do. All the great ones did it. It's your turn to jump. You might
Hey, everybody. What's going on? Hello, hello. What's up, you guys? Come on in. Jam with me. Hey, take a leap of faith and jump as far as you can. And when you look around, look how high you're soaring. Jump, jump. Even if you're nervous, it's your turn to jump. You gotta get that courage. Okay, you guys, hold on. So, come on in the room. I want to make sure that everybody can see me on Facebook. So let me go and share. Act like. Hey. Hey, hey, hey. Say what's up. Let me know where you're listening from. What's going on, everybody? Hello. Hi. All you gotta do. What's up, everybody? The elevation's rising. You got a different kind of high. Oh, one by one, your dreams come true. Hey, guys. What's up? Let me know where you're listening from. Hello, I missed you guys. I so miss you guys. In order to become the best, you gotta jump, act like a success. Act like a success. You gotta become the best. Oh, whoa. Even if you're nervous, it's your turn to jump, jump. You gotta get that courage. It's your turn to jump, jump. All the great ones did it. It's your turn to jump, jump. Hands up if you get it. It's your turn to jump, jump. Even if you're nervous, it's your turn to jump, jump. You gotta get that courage. It's your turn to jump, jump. All right to you. All right. Act like. Nigeria in the building. I know where that is. I actually know someone from there. I'll say it wrong. I always say it wrong, but I know where that is in Nigeria. Hello, North Carolina, Alabama. It's your turn. Are y'all ready for this word, though? Y'all ready for this good word, though? Massachusetts in the building. Woo! Hello, everybody. I'm Lakeisha Michelle. If this is your first time watching, this is Good Tea for Life. This is the moment where literally we just take a second and we feed our soul, okay? So this is good tea to give you life. Life. I love the Bible. I am not no pastor, nothing like that. I just love sharing with you guys what keeps me in joy, what keeps me restful, what keeps me covered and protected, what keeps me fired up, what keeps me full of faith. Because you know what? Everything you want to accomplish in life requires faith. And so the conversation today is going to be yummy because let me tell you why. So I was chilling and I was sleeping and I heard, like, first of all, I woke up at like 4:11. It was really weird. And I just noticed, and something just was like, it was the weirdest thing. I woke up at 4:11. I saw it on the clock, and it was like, I just heard read Hebrews 4:11, and I'm like, why? I'm like half asleep, and I went ahead and opened it up, and I said, well, let me read what Hebrews 4:11 got for you, girl. And so then what had happened, I started going down like a little black hole. It was so good. There were so many concepts that was happening. And I was like, man, I just went into like study mode. I love this book. There is so much wisdom. Whatever you want to do in your time here on this earth, it ain't that long, darling. I almost died last week in a doggone car wreck. Listen, you ain't got that much time, okay? So I always preach here on Good Tea for Life that, you know, everything that you have in your power, you need to be doing things with. Now, I am not here saying stress yourself out and try to do something based on my goals versus what you're supposed to be up to. Hence, why you need to know yourself, okay? Know thyself and know what it is that your heart is pulling at. Because listen, that's what you got to be worried about, okay? So I had to move my coffee cup because we'll make a mess and it'll just be a hot mess. One of my favorite songs. Siobhan says one of her favorite songs ever. That was my single, Act Like a Success. That was my single, Act Like a Success. You can download it everywhere. Grab it, grab it, grab it. This is motivation music. It will literally fuel you while you're up to accomplishing things. I love it. Supernatural Hair says, I'm ready. Instagram, what's up? Tip Curls, Kristen, what's happening? What's up, Sandra? How are you doing, Sandra? Beautiful. Let's see. Yeah, we don't want comment moderation. We want all the comments. My soul is in need of this power buzz from your living heart to hear God's. Oh, I love that. I love it. I love it. So here's the thing. So I start reading Hebrews and I'm like, okay, what's actually going on here? And so you got to get a context. I think this is Paul talking. Don't give me the lying because chat ain't no Bible scholar. But what happened was, let's just take it this way. A preacher's talking to the people and he's like, look, listen, guys, you got to keep your thoughts on Jesus, who we acknowledge, right? He was like, look, we got to look at the lessons that Jesus has given us. We've learned so many things. And so he began to reference Moses. Now, most people know the story of Moses. You ain't got to be no super church goer, you know what I'm saying, to come to this good old Facebook church, Instagram church, YouTube church, unofficial. Because here's the thing. He's like, listen, the children of Israel, we know the story of Moses. Moses was, we could just go down the black hole thinking about and talking about Moses. But at the end of the day, here's a group of slaves who've been captured. And they were slaves, clearly. And this is super explain that. And so they were free. Now, they've been praying for this freedom. Some of them just said, forget it. This is our way of life. But, you know, think about it. Some people, they like, this ain't right. I don't really know what else. Because if I'm born into slavery, this is all I know. This is really what I think life is about. But there was a percentage of those people that are like, come on, like, there's got to be another way. This is not right. Instinctively, I know that this type of situation, there's got to be something else. I don't know what something else looks like, but there's got to be something else. Anybody ever felt like there's got to be something else? Like, I don't really have the details. But there's got to be another way. Anybody watching right now ever felt like that? There's got to be another way. There's got to be some more details. There's got to be something. I have felt that way. All right. There several times in my life along my timeline. Okay. And so here they are. They're wanting more. They don't even know what more looks like. And I want to tell you that when you want something better for yourself and you don't really know what that looks like, I love it because it's almost like that you've just planted a seed in your soul. And so you begin to get some unrest. You can't really sleep the way you want to sleep because you just know that there's got to be something. There's got to be something else. And that begins to, depending on how you're made up, depending on what you've been feeding your soul. This is why we do this. This is necessary. This is necessary. Your children should be listening to this. This is necessary as all them doggone TikToks I see y'all old behinds doing. Hi. I don't think nothing wrong with TikTok. I'm just saying, I see a whole bunch of folks, you know what I'm saying, doing more TikTok and you ain't studying this here word. And so your mind and your soul ain't at rest when you sleep at night. Do you sleep good at night? That's a good question. My dad, you know, he taught me that. He said, listen, you ain't got no beef with nobody. You don't got no resentment and bitterness in your heart. You really can go to bed and you just be, he calls it busting your snoot. You sleep good because your heart is settled. You understand what I'm saying? So listen, these slaves, they got this thought process like, there's got to be another way. Now here's Moses. Moses was given up, but Moses got found. Moses grew up in an environment that wasn't even supposed to be like where he literally got raised in royalty. And then he realizes that, oh, I'm actually like the people who's getting slaved out there. What? And I've been over here slave driving these people. Oh man, this ain't right. This ain't right. This is not right. Right. So he goes and he has a Eat, Pray, Love moment. Anybody ever seen Eat, Pray, Love? I love that movie. So he has a moment. If you haven't seen it, she goes away. She's like, oh my God, I got to find myself. So Moses has a moment. Okay. And so so he goes away and he's like, I got to save these people. I got to let these people go. So Moses goes out. He finds God. You know what I'm saying? So him and God build this amazing relationship. Moses goes back. He's like, yo, Pharaoh, it's me. I know we was family and all, but you got to let these people go. And he's like, no, these are my slaves. This is how I produce all of these amazing things in my kingdom. Like, how am I going to let these people go? They work for me. Hello? No deal. So he's like, look, you got to let them go. I'm working for the man upstairs. And, you know, you got to let him go. If you don't let him go, it's going to be some problems for you and your people. You understand what I'm saying? And he's like, who do you think you are? Who are you with? I got. Like, you got God, I got people too. So they have like this rumble, you know what I'm saying? And they start doing stuff. And basically, God needed to make an example. Okay, so it was a whole showdown. Pharaoh was like, get these slaves out of here because I ain't got time because they done brought bad juju to my situation. And so they got free. Now, you got to imagine what these slaves are. These slaves are thinking like, oh my God, we free. We ain't never been free. Like, can you imagine someone being born into slavery? People love to talk about slavery and act like it's just so old and outdated. But you got to think about what try to place your mind and your daily activities into that of a slave. That's a whole, we can go down a black hole on what every day like that would be like. And then all of a sudden, you're free. So you get up and you're used to being told what to do. You're used to being talked down on. Your entire environment, you have no say. Now, you're naturally born a creator. You're naturally born like able to adapt, but you've only been in this box and you've been told what to think. You've been told that there is nothing else that exists. And all of a sudden, somebody come through with another way that pulls at your heartstrings. And you begin to say, could there be something more to life than this? You don't have to be a slave to recognize that you've had that feeling before. You don't have to go way back into Moses' days to understand that there is something inside of you that says that there's more. I don't know about you, but I definitely have had that feeling. And it never really ends because, listen, my capacity continues to grow. My ability continues to grow. The more I grow, the more I grow. I'm a forever student. And so even when I think I've accomplished something, there's more. There's more. And I want to tell you that when there is something inside of you that's ready to go for more, also what increases and what creeps up are those voices of doubt, those voices that say, who do you think you are? Those voices that begin to go down a checklist of what you're supposed to be, qualifying for by the world's standards. And so when I began to read Hebrews, I was reminded of what does it look like for a group of people to be placed outside of their comfort zone, even though their comfort zone wasn't serving them, even though their comfort zone went against everything that their actual being represented. What does it look like when something or someone comes along and reminds you that, yeah, you matter, that, yeah, more is possible, more is available, even in your situation, in your circumstance that screams no. Even when your environment, your neighbor's like, stop dreaming. We ain't gonna never get out of this system. This is just the way that it is. We might as well just like get used to it. What happens? I get excited. I get fired up. Because there have been moments along my entire life where someone has come along and said, hey, there's a whole nother type of way. You might want to check it out. And so I began to read on and I'm like, okay, where is this really going? So I think this is Paul talking. I could be wrong for my Bible scholars who want to be all technical. I don't argue with nobody about the Bible. Anybody got time for that? I'm just trying to get the word, okay? Listen, the more you study, the better you'll be. And so I began to look at this and I said, okay, so I think this is Paul. Paul's talking and he's like, listen, the children of Israel were given a promise. And the same promise that they have, we have today. Somebody type in the comments today. And so I began to look at what's that promise? Well, look at just look at the basics. Just look at the basics. Here's a group of people. They've been promised. They were slaves. They ain't got no say over their life. They have no freedom. They have none of that. But there's a man who comes along and says, yo, I've discovered God. And if I'm just going to keep tapping in and building this relationship. And I think you guys should build a relationship. I'm going to show y'all what I'm learning and what I'm downloading. And I'm going to share it with you guys. And here's what God is telling me we should think like and walk like and talk like. And if we just develop these characteristics and we actually turn our hearts toward this way of being, I wonder if you could try this way of being. God's promise to us is that he's going to show up. And the way that it works is all you got to do is turn your hearts toward these principles and these ways of being. And it's kind of like, what? All I got to do is like think different. All I got to do is like be more love, be good. I just got to think about these characteristics and how can I apply them to the things that I'm doing every single day? And then all of a sudden things are going to appear. Like things are going to be provided for me because I'm just turning my heart toward this way of being and thinking and towards God. What? So they like, okay, cool. So they began to follow and they began to do and live. But then some doubt set in. And so if you look at verse 3, I began to read how he was going through. Like he said, okay, so let me get to the part where he says, your ancestors tested and tried me, though for 40 years they saw what I did. Their hearts were always going astray, and they have not known my ways. So they never got rest. Right now, I think it's an interesting time in the world. It's always interesting if you ask. I mean, this is not the first crisis. There's a million crises going on right now outside of the pandemic. And it's interesting because this is a heart issue. And it's odd because we're wired as humans to do things to get things. If I do this thing, then I'll get that thing. Like, it's like if I do something and it's like in the physical, like if I go to school, then I'll get this job. If I dress like this, then I'll get this man. Right? And it's all of these things that you think you got to do on the outside in order to gain something. And here comes this whole idea that if I internally work on forgiveness, if I work on love, if I work on these characteristics, and if I focus and turn my heart towards God and these principles, my inner world is going to create an outer world that I get to reap the benefits of. That's very interesting. Very interesting concept, right? So in this chapter 3, Hebrews 4:3, it begins to talk about how basically they got tired. So the topic is interesting today because I was thinking like, they gave up because it got hard. They were freed from, I began to think about the children of Israel and the story of Moses, and you have slaves who were freed and they were on their way to a promised land, a land flowing with milk and honey and all the things. So, figure out what that looks like for you today. Debt free. I don't know. What's your promised land look like? Type it in the comments. Somebody give me what pops in your mind when you think about your version of the promised land, right? There's something that you desire. And while they were on their way, I think it was like 12 days. It was a 12-day journey that turned into 40 freaking years. They turned their hearts away because when it started to get tough, they said, I don't like this new level of tough. I'd rather go back to what I'm used to. Because at least I knew as a slave, I could eat. I know what time my food coming. At least with my ex, I know what he gonna give me. So I'm not gonna try a new relationship. I'm gonna stay right here in this comfort zone. I'm gonna keep taking this abuse. I'm gonna keep taking less than I deserve. I'm gonna keep settling. I'm gonna keep lowering my standard. I'm gonna keep swallowing my voice and not speaking up for myself. When I know that I know everything in my being is telling me to speak up right now in this boardroom. Everything in my being is telling me to speak up right now on this committee. But I'm going to chill. Because at least I know what I'm going to get when I chill. I know what I get. You understand? How many of you guys have ever you stayed in something? You stayed in a position because at least I know what I'm going to get. I am Kelly Cole says, fear of the unknown. Right. There have been so many moments in my life So many moments in my life. I don't know what I'm going to get. I don't know what's going to happen. I don't know. Sometimes you guys send me messages and you're like, Keisha, but you're just so confident. I don't know. But here's what I do know. What I know is that staying the same gets me the same thing. And I just get, I can't. I'd rather go into the unknown because what I know for sure is that ain't it. And you got to get, magic happens when you get uncomfortable to the point where you're finally ready to make a change. And my plea is always, I don't want to, like, it costs me more to stay the same. It costs me more to not try. I don't want to sit in unforgiveness. I don't want to sit angry. Do you know how sick it feels to just be angry? I don't want to sit in fear. That makes me feel sick. I'd like to feel good. So I would rather have the discomfort charting new territory, because enough examples are shown in this life, in this world. There have been enough examples that if I'm willing to stick it out, I can reap these benefits that will give my soul rest. And so I began to read this, and and that's basically what he's saying. He's like, these people, they turned away because they just got tired. They got full of unbelief. They started to doubt the fact that, yeah, we were free, but this is taking too long. This don't look like what I thought it was going to look like. This doesn't feel good. This is hard work. Who would have thought being free? Now I got to work hard. I'd rather go back to knowing, let me go back to my slave box. Anybody else? Okay, that's just me. I can relate to this moment. There have been plenty of times in my business, in my personal life, in my love life, in anything that I'm trying, in my spiritual life, where it's like, this is actually really hard to actually do. Raising my self-worth was hard to do. You can look at me and say, what you talk about? When I decided to not be a man's punching bag, that wasn't easy. That took a couple of years to really stick to the decision. I would decide, step out on my own, get uncomfortable, go back to what I know. This is what happens in your finances. You decide, I'm about to be on it. I'm starting my budget, and I'm watching Dave Ramsey, and then something happens, a sale comes on, or something happens, or you just get tired of feeling like, okay, this is boring. This is not, this ain't the thing. And so then you go back to your old habits because that makes you feel good. You're looking for a feeling. You're searching for a feeling that spending that money gives you. And then when it's a double-edged sword, because it's like you're looking for the feeling of how you feel when you feel like you popping and you balling. Then you spend the money and you like, broke till Friday. Oh, I'm by myself. Oh, okay, because y'all quiet. Because y'all don't have them type of, okay, that's cool. That's cool. Oh, Kelly Cole got me. She said, I've been there. Thanks, Kelly. You with me. And everybody else, y'all perfect. Y'all don't feel these feelings. Y'all can't relate. Lynn says, today. I love it. What's up, YouTube? Shakisha, Sandra, Lynn, Grace. I love it. Miss Body Factory. I know where you come from. Okay, cool. Cool. Okay. Pretty hair. Okay, y'all awake. Okay. Cheryl says hand raised. Okay, got it. I just want to see if I was the only one that be having these kind of, what I'm saying, situation. So Paul is like, yo, let me tell y'all something. Pay attention to your unbelief. Because, and I started to think about, why would Paul tell them? So he was saying things like, look at the children of Israel. They got a promise, and because it was uncomfortable, they kept turning their hearts away from God. And it's interesting because when a lot of times churchy stuff, you get real caught up in all the rules and stuff. And I don't know all the rules. I don't care about all the rules, because what I have found is that if I just read this and really understand, like, it's a heart thing, and God is judging my heart and my thoughts and my intentions and all of the work that I am to put out on this earth while I'm here. Like, if I really just look at those type of things, and I just keep turning my heart towards God, like it really makes me not even all of the other stuff begins to it dissolves. You don't even have these issues. You don't even see all of the drama. Like you literally are so engulfed in like your joy and your peace and the relationship that you're building and the practice and the manifestations that you begin to become, like literally when what I say comes to pass, like you begin to understand like the power and the source is God. So if I just keep turning to the word, it keeps correcting my heart. So I don't have to worry about if I'm not up to your standards, if I'm a sinner in your eye. I'm sorry. I'm gonna just keep talking to God. Okay. And then I love to fellowship with you. I'm gonna come to you and talk to you about what I learned. And you tell me what you learned. And we fellowship together. And so then our faith begins to grow and our hearts are turned to God. And so what happens is if we all just keep doing that, you know what I'm saying? It just builds this momentum and things begin to happen and things begin to move in ways that you can't even explain. And only God gets the glory. And so more people come and it just becomes this big fun party, which is what we're doing right now. So I don't know. I just prefer to approach it that way. So I looked and I said, okay, so Paul is saying several times in this scripture, you guys, because it got tough, everybody started just coming up with stuff and just doing stuff that ain't got nothing to do with nothing. And it made their hearts dark. It made them turn away. And so it made them get into all kind of things that took them down black holes. And like they were completely off task. And so God is showing them miracle upon miracle upon miracle, but the miracles really was making them lazy because they're like, yeah, but is this uncomfortable? Like y'all was walking around for 40 years and your shoes never got old. Y'all was walking around and had food provided every single day, but you still was complaining because you aren't practicing gratitude. Somebody today needs to be reminded that gratitude is massive. Gratitude is necessary, and God is watching for those type of things. Like, did you wake up this morning? Did you roll over? You know, the way I look at it is like this. When I roll over, man, I be so in love with God. I be like, good morning, God. I be like, hey, like it's a love affair. Like seriously, I literally like when I go to bed at night, I'm like, good night, God. Like, good night. I love you. Good night. Let me read some word. And I be going up like for real. It's a whole thing. People don't understand it. They think it's kind of cuckoo. They think it's kind of like, what? Come on now, that's too much. No, it feels really good. It like really makes you get like peace. Like how do you have rest during a pandemic? I promise you, if you start getting into this word and you get excited and you begin to just practice small things in the scripture. At one point, I don't know where, in Proverbs 4. So I had to go back to 3 to see what he was talking about in 4. For those of you that just joined, I heard to read Proverbs 4 and I was like, why? But then I had to read 3 to see what was going on in 4. Context clues. So at one point in here, he was like, something about doing something together. But he talks about at some point, I don't know, somewhere, it was about basically fellowshipping together and the excitement in the relationship and how it builds on the faith. We also have, so he was telling the people, we got the same good news that the children of Israel had. We got the same good news. We got the same promises. All right. He said, okay, we got the same promises. But the message they heard was not valuable to them because they did not share the faith of those who were obeying. So you had a group of people. Some people over here, they're excited about God. Even during the pandemic, they're excited and they want to have a God conversation and they want to look at how can I make my heart turn towards God? How can I be more excited? How can I share my faith? How can I do my work unto God? How can I show up in the marketplace unto God? How can I make more music? How can I make more whatever it is that you do, whatever my hands are up to right now? How can I do it to the best of my ability? Because I know the story, the parable of the talents, and the person who had something, they were given something. They took that something and they doubled up and they were blessed by it. Okay, so God, what's my version of that? How can I make sure that I'm living my days and just making use of what you've given me the ability to use? So, he's like, yeah, there's people who are like that. And then there's other people who are like, this thing is horrible. Oh, look at the unemployment rate. Oh God, how am I going to get food? How about God? You said that you would never leave me or forsake me. You said that everything is working out for my good. So I'm not worried about what I see with my physical eyes. God, this is the way for me to actually train myself to stop living by my 5 senses. Because these 5 senses, what I smell, what I see, what I touch, what I'm hearing, you know what I'm saying? These things are deceiving me. It's actually making me full of doubt. It's actually making me have fear, okay? And I know that you didn't give me the spirit of fear. See, that's why you got to study the word so that you can begin to use the word to shape your world. Use the world to shape your world. You were given dominion over this world. I was given dominion. What does that mean? I was given dominion. I'm powerful. I'm not some little thing that gets to just get what's handed. I don't get to just read the news and say that's my reality. while it is a reality, I can continually align to the word of God, which says that I'm abundant, even in dark times, even in hard times, perceived hard times. I can begin to tune the songs that are in my head. A song ain't nothing but some lyrics over some beats. What the lyrics saying? I'm a savage, classy, boozy, ratchet. Y'all stay telling y'all, I'm so classy and fabulous and rich, child. I am not a savage. I don't care who's singing it. Beyonce Cole. I'm not a Meg Thee Stallion fan. But at the end of the day, you're a pawn if you're walking around and that's your majority. You are a pawn. You know what that means? Sorry, it's going to piss some people off. And as a musician, I don't care. I'm like, if I'm just only consuming that, I love music. I love all the music. But y'all got to think about this. People put more energy into that, and you don't take time to really look at your heart. Who are you? Who are you? Because the longer you sing that and you still mad at your brother, you still mad at your sister, you still mad at your mama, you still mad at the person who beat you, you still mad at the person who molested you, you are literally harming yourself because you're not doing the self-work. But you're a savage. It just gets to be stupid at some point. You understand? Y'all know I'm a Drake fan. Y'all know I pop like and drop it. Okay, I dance every single day. But let me tell you what my majority is and ain't. I'm just saying, ouch. Ouch. Okay, I stepped up. Y'all probably like, girl, whatever. We like Beyonce. Y'all know I'm a Beyonce fan. I love Beyonce. But I'm just saying, what's your majority? You such a savage, but you scared to start your business. But you a savage. Put that mess down and pick up your book and get your words so that you can begin to shape your world, darlings. Let's not pick up the energy of the children of Israel. You get excited for a minute because you got some good news. You got a miracle. You woke up this morning, you was provided for, so you took it for granted. And then you got bored because you tried something and it tested your faith and you don't like faith tests. So you turn on Beyonce and Savage for the rest of the night and you go to sleep. And you living in this pandemic like it's got doggone Twilight Zone. And you gonna come out of here just a hot mess full of more trash. There is an agenda. Or you can just, you know what I'm saying, get your word on, darling. Get your word on. I know. I'm not everybody's cup of tea. I know what I'm saying. I know. And the thing is, you know, I used to get caught up in right or wrong. I ain't got time for that. I don't got time for that. When you start going down the, here's what I noticed church folk do. And I grew up, my dad is a pastor. If I called a man right now, y'all hear him preaching. Listen, when you're so busy getting caught up on what's right and what's wrong, legalism, that's the best trick. Because now I'm judgmental. You don't fit in my club. You don't look like me. You can't praise God like me. We getting caught up in all of that. But what's not getting fed? What's not getting tuned up to the alignment of abundance? If I serve the most infinite being, the ultimate, only one true, abundant, everything, if that's who I serve, and I have access to this power that I get to keep tuning, if that's what I got access to, but I'm too busy being mad at somebody, sad at somebody, feeling like I'm not enough, let me tell you something. I see you. I see you. I see you. I see you. God sees you. I'm here today to remind you that you matter. I'm here today to remind you that you matter. And God wants you to just try. Just try. They got that old song, try me. Try me. Man, just crying his heart out. Girl, pick me, girl. Pick me. I wrote a song. And the lyrics are real simple. Pay me in attention. Make it rain on me. Shower me with time, baby. 'Cause it's better than money. Listen, lately I've been missing you. Do I fit, baby? Listen, I was writing that song and God dropped in my heart. That's really how I feel about my people. Pay me in attention. That's powerful. Make it rain on me. Shower me with time. because it's better than money. Lately, I've been missing you. I miss your love. I miss our relationship. Do I fit? I don't want God to feel like, do I fit in your life? Like, what? I'm only on Sunday? Like, I'm only on some days? Like, that's why you journal. That's why you do things. Even if you don't journal, do voice audios or just sit and have conversations. Even when you get up, even when you like you got to build that relationship. My heart was going out for people today that feel like they don't. My mom told me this, and that broke my heart. My mom is oh my God, all the roles in life. And how do you feel like you don't? How do you feel invisible? I never want you to feel like that. Lala, I see you. Miss Body Factory, I see you. You do matter. Your dreams matter. JD, I see you. It's not like woo-woo. Like, listen, you are not watching this by an accident. Cheryl, I see you. Lynn, I see you. Grace, I see you on YouTube. Sandra, I see you. Felicia, I see you. Instructor David, what's happening? He said, pay me an attention. Listen, what would happen if we just decided to just give that time? Regina, I see you. Charmaine, I see you. Cherie, I see you. What would happen if you just do like I did? I was like, I'm sick of this church stuff, but God, I know you're real. I've gone through enough. In my darkest times, in my craziest times, I've been near death a couple times, including last Tuesday. I would have been gone, out of here, hydroplaned on the freeway, car going every which way on the freeway. I was like, this car is about to flip on the other side. Like, I'm dead. It's over. Dead or paralyzed. Ain't a scratch on you, girl. Had to get my mind right because I was having I would close my eyes and feel the wreck. So it was kind of cuckoo. But I knew the power of my words. So I have not had a panic attack from that wreck since Friday morning. Because I was like, I got power over this. So I understand why it's happening because I'm human. I read psychology books. I get it. I had something traumatic happen. But it's not going to be my norm. It's not going to be the thing that freaks me. I'm not about to be closing my eyes and seeing a wreck and freaking out, heart beating, can't stop. Yeah, no. So shut it down. God has not given me the spirit of fear. And so I acknowledge the trauma. It was traumatic. But I also know that I have the power of a sound mind. What does that mean, Felicia, for me to have a sound mind? See, my inner world creates my outer world. Inner world creates my outer world. I have power. Calm that on right on down. Ain't had not now issue and been feeling good. Been running. Been doing the stairs, my legs sore, trying to, get my little squat game tight, right? So it's time to get into summer. I'm gonna be summer funny. But you know what I'm saying? Like what? Relationship. That's what's gonna keep you. The children of Israel were not busy building a relationship. So when the going got tough, they got going back to what they used to. Their mindsets went back to what they used to. Their habits, their thoughts, their words, the complaining went back to what they're used to. Are you walking around complaining? Are you walking around looking at the pandemic and going, oh my God, oh my God? Now, this is not to make light of the pandemic. I got so many friends, members of my online classes, family members who have had COVID-19. And I'm blessed because my folks made it. I got friends who got several people have died from it. So I don't take it lightly. I don't take it lightly that I'm here. You shouldn't take it lightly that you're here. You matter. Whatever has been tugging at your heart, it's as long as it's to do good. How do you figure out if it's like, when I was a kid, I used to be like, what's God or what's the devil? Like, oh my God, because everybody would stand up. Oh, Lord, the devil tried to repo my car. It's like, what? Are you supposed to pay your car note? So just slight detail. You got a car. It was an agreement. You broke the agreement. That's why your car is getting towed. Ain't got nothing to do with the devil. That's called ignorance and lack of discipline. But anyway, that's another story. I am definitely, I plead the blood of Jesus. Do the little thing I've been doing for years. I blood Jesus over my doorsteps, my windows, anywhere that I stay. I touch doors and I plead. Very simple. Just touch it. Plead the blood of Jesus over your doorstep. So when you walk into your home, honey, there's serenity, there's peace, there's love. There's joy and nothing else. Nothing else, darling. Even when I was driving that night, I literally, you guys, that night when I got in the car, I didn't know it was going to be a thunderstorm. So like it was 90 degrees. And then I get in the car and it's like a whole storm. I'm like, what's going on? So I definitely was like, Lord, traveling grace. I said my traveling grace prayers. Now this stuff you learn from old people. I learned all this stuff from old people growing up. Thank God. But it's real simple. You don't have to start like spitting and falling on the ground, you guys. If this is new to you, just say what I say and watch what happens. Because this is what happens. You hear something, try God for yourself, and God gonna show you who he is in your life. And what I love is that God is only as big as your mind. Like my mind, like, you know what I'm saying? So the more you try God, the more God will show up for you, and the more power you're going to understand that you actually possess through God. And you're going to be like, whoa. So the more I focus on this relationship, it just grows, and it's like exciting, and you'll be all on fire. You'll be like, oh my God. And I'll be like, hey, you got it, man. So here's the thing. I was reading this scripture and there was so much that came to me. I'm not going to just take up all your time. Hello, Amana. Hope I said your name right. But the point is that we got to care about each other enough to come together and talk about our faith, to talk about the things that are hard and that are tough, to encourage each other not to give up, because lack of faith is why you keep manifesting all of the things that you don't want in your life. Oh, Kelvin all. There we go. Hi, Kelvin all. Right? So what he was saying in this scripture is that unbelief is what kept the children of Israel from getting their promise. And he was like, even though that's them, I'm talking to y'all. And I'm saying, even though that's Paul and them, I'm talking to us. Unbelief keeps us from our desires, period. So to get the things that you desire, it is who am I to be from the inside in order to manifest and be available to receive. How do I get into the vibration of all of those things? God is love. God is good. God is. So when you start to focus and turn your heart toward God and his characteristics, the Bible is a storybook. It's a beautiful storybook. Once you get into it, it's real juicy. It's got like all kind of scandalous stories, darling. You'd be like, wow, people, they out here doing the most in the Bible. It's real juicy. And it gives you so many nuggets to apply to your life right now, today. I'm talking finances, love life, friendships, how you are to be in this world. Because we're just a spirit having a little physical experience on this earth. And so the plea, what I got from this is don't be full of doubt and unbelief, because that really opens the door to all of the distractions that really keep you stuck, that keep you in the same cycles, that keep you frustrated. And now more than ever, in the middle of a pandemic, your mind, you got so much time. And that is like my mom used to say all the time, the devil's playground. I used to be like, what is this lady talking about? But she's absolutely right. Like what she's saying is like, when you have all this free time and your energy is focused on like, I don't believe I'm going to be able to make it out of this, whatever this is for you. You qualify that. I don't know what this thing is, whatever you're frustrated about. When you focus on it, that's when the doors open for other things. But what if you begin to have these conversations of, how can I be more loving? How can I be more forgiving? How can I be a giver? How can I turn my heart back to God? I know there have been things in your life that are unexplainable that you have experienced. My heart, like, listen, I get it. You lose someone. You watch someone go through something and you're like, how can God exist if that happens? I know. Listen, I get it. I get that. And so that makes you think like, can't be no God with this stuff going on. And I think the misunderstanding is that God means there's nothing else, like there's no, like, just like there's good, there's also the opposite of good happening. And you have a choice in what you choose to believe. You have a choice in how you perceive what's happening. You have a choice. And this is the way I see it. Would you rather say God isn't real and just start like lollygagging through life. No. I'm telling you, no, that sucks. That's why you have all the misery. That's why you have the suicide. That's why you have all that drunkenness. That's why you have the abuse. That's why you have all the sick people, sick in their hearts, sick in their minds. Why would you sign up for that? What does it cost you to just keep tuning to the good? Just try it. And I promise you, God will show up for you. I promise you, God will answer the things in your heart that are unsettled. But it's gotta be a relationship. Relationship. Somebody type that in the comments. Relationship. I know that there's hard times. I know that you've experienced some things that you wouldn't want to wish on anybody that still haunt you at night. But if you tune into that relationship, the same way I stopped those panic attacks happening with me last week, that's because I know my authority on this earth. And I'm just here to tell you that you have the same power. Oh, Deborah said, hello, fellow tea leaves. That's cute. Tea leaves. Good tea for life. Tea leaves. That's cute. JD says relationship. Kelvin Al says relationship. Falethea says relationship. Listen, it's the craziest thing that I'm sitting here having this conversation with you. This is not a conversation I ever saw myself having. I feel like I'm not qualified. I feel like, what in the world? Somebody churchy gonna come get me and tell me to shut up because I ain't no preacher. I have all of those thoughts, but I'm still compelled to show up. And I'm going to share with you how I'm wired. I'm going to share with you what I believe. I'm going to share with you what I have tested, tried, and true. There is no reason. My car is totaled out. There is no reason I'm sitting before you today, glammed up. Hey, y'all, ready for the world. Smelling like Chanel, girl. Hello? What? I should have been dead last week. The man who was abusing me, he kept saying, I'm gonna kill you. I should have been dead then. Because either I was gonna be dead in prison because, bruh, it was going down. There's so many moments. I was in the hospital. They let me bleed to death. I feel the life leaving my body. I go into shock. I don't know if you ever been in a shock. What happens when you go into shock? You're losing the blood in your body. Okay, so I've just sat there and bled to death. Like, right, I'm not dead, but I mean, it's like I'm about to die. I start walking, and then my body just like, oh, yeah, you don't have enough blood to move. You don't have enough blood to pump through your body. Boom, you're in shock. So I'm like, I'm in a full, like, can't talk, body just cold. They like, what's wrong with her? I'm looking at the people like, fools, you don't see? Oh my God, I'm dying. And they're just like looking at me like I'm a specimen on a table. Trust me when I tell you. I know it's kind of like, well, I didn't go through that, so I don't know. I don't know. My heart is compelled to tell you guys, just try God. Very simple. I literally said, hey God, tired of the church stuff. Definitely not feeling that. But I know that you've kept me from a lot of craziness. So I'm going to start at the beginning of the Bible. And I'm going to need you to make this plain to me, because I also used to subscribe to the storyline that the Bible was confusing. And then I said, okay, I'm going to read different versions of the Bible. If it's something that I understand, I'm going to do my part. God, do your part. Please make that a statement that you say all the time. If you are facing something right now and you don't know how you're going to make it, I dare you to try God and say, God, I'm going to do what I can do. And I want you to do your part, your promises. That's all I said. All of a sudden, things start happening, things that I can't explain. When the doctor came in the hospital room, she looked at the numbers on the chart and she looked at me and was like, yeah, you should be dead. And I was like, I'm back. Took a little IV, got some juicy. They was giving me juice and crackers. And I was back. I couldn't walk. I couldn't have light or anything like that. It was kind of cuckoo, but I made it. And they said, you probably won't be able to walk for a year. And I said, y'all don't got time for that. So I know that my body's built smart and intelligent because God built it and you can't explain it, Michael Max. So I just began to trust God. God, I'm going to do my part. I'm going to eat healthy. I started juicing and I started getting super, super OCD. I was already juicing, actually. That's what I believe actually kept me during that whole craziness. But I got real OCD about my health. In 3 months, I was back running. They said you won't even be able to run probably for a year. I was like, yeah, no, I don't believe that. See, this is a faith thing. You thought life, you just wake up and you just wait for somebody to give you a check. You thought that's what it's about. No, it's a faith thing. It is a faith thing. And in this scripture, he's basically telling them, because you don't have faith, that's why you keep manifesting all this stuff in your life. That's why you don't have rest. How many of you guys want rest in your soul? That's why you're not getting the promises and the abundance that's already available to you, the blessings that are already available to you. Alethea, yes, girl. Hi, Nietzsche's. No test, no testimony. Right. You were pouring today, sis. What's up, Deanna? He qualifies the call. That part. Yes, relationship. Yes. So I just thought I would show up today and, let y'all know I took off last week because, your girl had a whole wreck. And I was like, I'm just going to do absolutely nothing. So for those of you that are in my Fast Start launch, content begins today. Okay. Short Hair Bootcamp, we had class last night. There's classes everywhere. I love you guys. Let me tell you what I love about my tribe. I love you all because you just allow me to be me. Like nobody trips. We just be chilling. I love y'all. You guys, I'm so blessed to serve you. I'm so blessed to serve you. And I'm blessed to be here. And so all I see that as a sign is to turn it up. It's time to turn it up a notch. And for those of you who keep saying, Keisha, you should rest. You guys, I rest more than you would ever know. I work from the internet. While I'm asleep, I'm making money. There is nothing. I am not an unrested person. That's against my religion. I don't wear myself out. Everything I do, I absolutely love and I'm obsessed with. That's why I'm telling you guys, you can build a life where it's like, even when you working, like, it's not even like, it's like, I love everything I do. I'm not the person who like says that and then they go home and like, I'm tired. Boo, I be chilling. I chills hard all over the world. Right now we in a pandemic, so I'm at home, honey, but I chills. So please know that I rest. All of you guys be like, you need to rest. And it comes from, I understand it. You mean well, but trust me when I tell you I rest. If I told you, you probably would be mad how much rest my life is wired for, because in my rest is where all of my overflow comes from. And that's how you get it, is because I rest. So I've designed my life to be that way. I lived a burnt out life. That's against my religion, darlings. God's plan never changes, just ours. He puts them back into alignment. Yes, as long as we keep turning toward, you just literally just turn your hearts. Turning your heart to God is simple. Just talk, have a conversation, pick up the word, pick up a book from somebody who, I love TD Jakes' books. Pick up some stuff, tools. There's so many tools. The Good Tea for Life membership is $19. And I literally have these lessons with you guys. Okay, do y'all want to go get the lessons? Do y'all want to see some of the lessons that are in Good Tea? Oh, I can show you. They're digital. And Lori, my beautiful friend Lori, gave me some let me see. Let me log in. Let me log in and show you what the Good Tea membership, but it's $19. And she gave me some amazing ideas for the content in Good Tea. So I'm very excited to get just fully immersed inside of that. For those of you that don't know, I have several classes, like tons of classes. These are all classes that I teach online and they launch at different times. Stay safe. I will. Thank you. This is in alignment with what I just wrote. Go ahead, Cherie. Oh, Ron. Hi, Ron. Have a great day. Thanks for the words. You're welcome. So let me show you guys the inside of Good Tea, just so you know. But there's lesson plans. You want to get, there we go. You want to, why is it not just take me inside my course? Jeez Louise. You want to use resources, you guys, and just ask God to show you the right resource. It's real simple. You got to know the power of your words and the power of your intention. When you set an intention and you believe that it's done, things begin to happen and things begin to move. That's one of the lyrics in the song that me and Regan have. When I set an intention, it's done. When I set an intention, it's done. I intend to learn this good book and have fun as I begin to grow in God. That was my intention, and it has been a whirlwind. Okay, so I'm trying to show you guys the inside. There we go, finally. But this is Good Tea for Life, and there are lessons in there you can go and watch. And so my goal is to make this full of so many different classes that really share faith with you from a relatable, down to earth, I can apply this to my life today perspective, because I feel like sometimes stuff be so in the sky and you don't know how to live an abundant life in God, right? And so I'm putting together all these different lessons so that you guys can go in and learn about faith. What does faith really look like? Ooh, so good. And there's lesson plans, workbooks, audios. Some of them are videos. And you just go through and you can just do one a week. There's a vision series, which I super love the vision series. You know how many people are walking around, they don't have a vision for their lives. And it's scary. It's like, what are your goals? Oh, I know them in my head. No, you got to write them down. So it's how do you live this life abundantly, achieving whatever it is that you want in the physical or spiritual. So that's a good tea. And it's $19. You can take the class for 1 month and cancel if you feel like, okay, this is not for me. So you get access to everything. You can get that at LakeishaMichelle.com. LakeishaMichelle.com. Don't claim any negative thing into your spirit. You're right. Love it. As a psychologist, encourage my clients to practice that. To practice what? That's awesome. What you be saying, Dr. Lord? Fill us in, girl. What state are you from? Thank you, Michael. And God loves you, even if you don't believe. It's okay. God still loves you. And it's not by accident that you're watching this. And you matter. And no matter what happens to us, like the love, you don't have to do anything. There's no condition. Like you got to be a certain way to receive. You got to you just get to receive. And it's hard sometimes for us to feel like we matter and that we're enough and that like there's a love that's so great that I don't have to try to be anybody. I don't have to be rich enough, old enough, young enough, white enough, black enough, yellow enough, like whatever. I just get to be me. And there's a purpose for my life and my existence. I believe that each of us are a reflection of God. And there's something that people need to see you do. The way you look, the way you talk, the way you are, it reaches. It's bigger than you. It's deeper than you. But the whole thing is that you've got to be a willing vessel. Like, it's choice. It's choice. And it's real simple. Like, take away all the rules and stuff and just be like, hey, God. It's a conversation internally. Kind of weird. It's fun. It's exciting. Hi, Omega Red. God is so good. I'm thankful for your life and how you continue to roll with all life situations. Girl, you got to roll with it, baby. Relationship. Yes. Why did you have panic attacks? Because the wreck was just very traumatic, like getting thrown across the freeway 5 times. I'm very, I've been through a lot of traumatic things. And so when the wreck happened, I'm very good. When things get really crazy, I feel like that's when I'm actually my best self, because I done had some moments where you have nothing. It's either faith or death. Right. And so in that moment in the car, it was like, okay, I saw my car hydroplane. And then I was like, I'm thinking it was going to stop. And you guys, when you hydroplane, the road was really, really wet. All the oil and water sitting on the freeway. It's not cars driving on the freeway. So the car was going like this, and it sputtered. And then it just went to the left. And then it just hit the freeway wall. Boom. You know, that thing that divides this way from that way? It hit the thing. And I'm like, oh, crap. And then it sent me across. And then it sent me across. And then it turned me around. And I'm just like, whoa. And I'm like, oh, my God. It was crazy. And so that was very traumatic. When I went to sleep, it's like I was sleeping the whole time. It was just like the impact. You can just feel. My body didn't even feel what I felt. Like what I saw, I thought my car was going to flip over. I didn't know what the heck. And the windshields didn't even break. The windows didn't break. It was crazy. And so because it was just me in the car, like I was going through everything, but it was like when I got done, when the car finally stopped and I had to take faith, I took a leap of faith by stopping that vehicle, because my dad, I'm a daddy's girl. I know how to change tires, fix oil, all that. The way that I stopped that car could have flipped, or it could have did something crazy. But I had to take the chance because it wouldn't stop freaking going. So in general, the panic attacks, that was just traumatic. When the car when I got a hold of it and I was sitting there and the car was just done, and it's like nobody's on the freeway. Like, what are the odds that nobody was on the freeway? So I had enough space to just go all around on the freeway. And then the car just stops. And then it's like, okay, I finally got the wheel. And then I'm just looking around, and it's like you're just in shock. Your adrenaline's pumping, like everything's crazy. So then I just called insurance and filed the claim. And then I just went to bed. It was like, there was nothing to do besides go to bed. I'm completely fine. Who cares about the car? Like, I got Gap insurance. Psh, I'm excited. Like, I ain't even gonna tell y'all. I'm gonna tell that story when it's done. It was a done deal. But it was like, yeah, when I closed my eyes, the only thing I could hear was the sounds from the wreck, because it was just traumatic. You know what I mean? And I should have been dead. So that's just trauma. And so, that was why I was having panic attacks, because it was just like my heart, I would be asleep and my heart would just be, and I would literally be like sleep, but I could just like, how you be asleep, but you can feel real life. And you're like, why is my heart beating so fast? What the heck is happening? And so then it was like, it was just I could not for like days. I needed to calm down, which is why I took off. Cause I was like, I ain't about to teach no class right now. I could teach the class, but I just was like, Zen, I'm gonna eat. I ate like 3 boxes of pizza and watch bad movies on Amazon Prime. So yeah. But I just also got into my word. I just was like, Lord, let me pray over my life. Like I was in complete gratitude and just like happy and grateful. And I was calm, but there were just moments where my heart would beat really, really fast out of nowhere. And I know that's from the wreck. So knowing that you have trauma after something traumatic, I gave myself the space. And then I also used the word, like, I believe in breakthroughs. I serve a God right now, God. I don't serve a whole, like, I got to be freaked out for 3 months and scared to drive. No, I serve I'm okay, but I'm going to also acknowledge what's happening and be okay when it comes. And then just guide my thoughts, guide my mind, guide my action, watch my environment, right? So yeah, that's what was happening. That's why you need the word, as well as you need to understand like the mind, the body, like sis said, psychology, so that you can just understand what's happening so that you can use the word properly. Hey, y'all. Good, you're live. Thank you, Michael. Welcome to my channel, Michael Max. But yeah, so I love you guys for watching. I love you guys for being here. I pray that something that I've said convicts you to turn your heart to God and to do your own search. And I pray that, you get into the word. The word is the word. It's just really fun. It's exciting. And it just shows you how to live this life and have peace in the middle of all kinds of storms. Okay. So that's all. I love you. I'm Lakeisha Michelle. You can ask me anything at LakeishaMichelle.com. The Good Tea for Life classes are available. They're $19 a month. Short Hair Boot Campers that are here watching right now. The class is uploading, and then I have several things coming up for you guys. So that's exciting too. And as always, God loves you and I love you too. Peace out. Bye, guys.